Hi everyone. I wasn't gonna vlog for a while, but I'm in like serious sensory crazy right now. And in case you missed yesterday's vlog, I am displaced right now. I'm not at my home because my home was flooded by a burst pipe when it was really cold out one day. So I've not been living in my home. My home is not livable right now. And my typical like tips and tricks that I use for sensory stuff before my Lupron, I don't have here. So what I want to talk to you today about is the things I have found that are helping me with the sensory crap I'm having. Today's the Sunday, and my next Lupron is on Tuesday morning. First thing Tuesday morning, and I'm very much looking forward to it because I know as soon as I have the Lupron itself, maybe it takes a day, if that, and then like I'm fine. I don't understand, and maybe at some point I'll look into it if I feel like reading sciencey things to understand why I have this sensory shit so badly. It's not even all the time. I mean, what am I on, 17 or 18 Luprons at this point? I've done this before for like a year and a half. It's been a while. And I only have like 6 months left, which is awesome. And whatever. Anyway. So, I don't have my usual stuff here. It's trying to be empowered today. My hair came out decent. I showered, which always helps, actually. Showering always helps because it is water all over your whole body. And the pressure of you don't need, there's not a lot of pressure on the water here. But you don't need a lot of pressure. It's just having water on you. And like when you're washing your hair and just, scrubbing the shampoo in your hair and stuff. That all of that helps. Brushing, like after I wash my hair, I use leave-in conditioner and I comb it through my hair. The combing through helps a lot too. So that helped me out this morning. I'm sitting awkwardly, but I don't think you can tell that. That helped me this morning. I was on Zoom church this morning. I tend to get religious when things go not right, and holidays, I guess. The act of singing also helped. Music soothes the savage beast. Yeah, but it's not just that. It's I could read music because I play instruments and stuff, but I can read the music and pay attention to know like how to shift the tone of my voice to match that. It's very mathematical. Sorry, I'm spacing. I've been itchy. I don't know what the heck is going on. I think it's somebody brought me what do you call it? Like the stuff I'm using for laundry is not what I typically use. That's probably not helping my sensory stuff either. Anyway. So the act of singing, it's different from just talking, because talking you're not really controlling the way that you're speaking, and you're, going up and down, intonation and whatever. But with singing, you are. It's much more controlled, and whatever the act of that is, I don't know. But anyway, singing did help me. I was tapping my foot like a million miles an hour this morning, and the singing helped calm things down. Not just because it was music, but because I was actually like, singing. I wasn't singing loud. I don't have a great singing voice. So what else? So I have, look at that. I can lift myself with my arms. Woohoo! Look at that. That was a bad idea. I'm getting better. I am getting better. I definitely, like range of motion wise and stuff. Like, look at that. I know you can't see my arms, but God, the lipo stuff on this side still hurts. I had a sports bra on today. I'm not wearing a bra right now. But the seams, or not the seams, but the elastic for the sports bra, I think it was just, I don't think it was kind of tight. I've lost a lot of weight. Because the sports bra I have is like pretty form-fitting. Well, I guess most sports bras would be. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to fit. It's going to be too small. And it wasn't too small. And I was very surprised because it was a size smaller than what I had been wearing. But I think it's just, I'm not eating the foods that I normally eat, and I'm walking a lot more, moving around a lot more than I probably should be. because of the whole debacle with the apartment and finding a new place to live and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so it was the singing. I borrowed a wedge from a friend of mine, which I probably said before, to help with surgery. The wedges never worked for me. For small periods, I guess they're okay. But anyway, the wedge comes with this, which is used for the headrest. Or you can put a little bit further down if you want to. But it's memory foam. So like, you know, it's obviously kind of soft, which is great when you're sore, for surgically at least. The memory foam on the wedge has helped with my shoulder blades, like when my back hurts, and that's all the lipo stuff going on. I don't really have a lot of pain here at all. It's really just the sides. But softness is not what I need. Ugh. See, I have good range of motion. Like I can go up here and to the side and whatever. What hurts from the surgery still is turning and twisting. Not to my right, mostly to my left, because that's where most of the stuff was done. But anyway, because this comes on there, you can also remove it, and with that comes Velcro. So the soft side of the Velcro is not helping me. It's the rough side that's helping me. At home, I had a hard rock, and I used to rub my fingers against it when I was having these sensory things. I remember even like going back to the apartment and looking for that rock. And I found it. I'm like, oh, good, I have the rock, whatever. Now I have absolutely no idea where it is. But the rough part of the Velcro, like just rubbing it with my fingers, like helps. My body is craving proprioceptive input. And you can get that in multiple ways. Punching a wall, sometimes I feel like I would want to punch a wall, but then I'd hurt my hand, and that would not be helpful. So the Velcro, the rough part, does help. So that's one thing, or another thing. I also have this ring that it's just plastic, I think. I got this when I was in Germany. And just to have like as a fidget item or something, I bought it as a thumb ring because it's bigger. But taking it on and off my finger helps also with the sensory stuff. Not as much, but it's just kind of a distracting thing to, you know, put it on and off your finger. Sensory dough. Well, I mean, clearly it's sensory dough, so it would help with sensory stuff. Sensory dough is not the same thing as Play-Doh. Play-Doh is softer. I do have Play-Doh. I haven't broken that out yet, but the sensory dough is like a thicker dough, softer than putty, but harder than Play-Doh. It doesn't have the smell like Play-Doh does. I like the smell of Play-Doh. Play-Doh and Crayola crayons are good smells. Smells will not help me with the kind of input I need. And again, the sensory stuff that's going on right now, it's all Lupron. I know I get more emotional before my injections. I can't say I don't really understand why, because clearly my life has been a little bit wacko the past month. And I've been doing things physically, like I'm not in the bed that I have been sleeping in for the past 10 years. And, you know, my whole body is off because frozen pipes changed the trajectory of my life about a month ago. Anyhow, so the sensory dough definitely does help. A friend of mine she's not just a friend of mine, she's like my freaking sister, for Pete's sake. I've known her since middle school. She sent me a care package of stuff, and one of the things was this, because she works in a school, and the sensory dough helps. I tried when I was on Zoom church, because I'm like, oh, this is just one hand. I'd like to have one in both hands. So when you twist it and you break it apart, it's like, voila, now you have two pieces. But when I do that, it's not enough. It's too small of a piece. It comes in a container like this big. And it helps me better just to have a larger wad of sensory dough. I can't do it too long on my left side because surgically, like even now, I can feel it a little bit in my boobs, so I would have to switch to the other hand. But she did, ironically, text me a little while ago, and she's like, do you want another sensory dough? And I'm like, yes, please. Though by the time I get in the mail, I will have had my Lupron already, and usually the day after Lupron, like, I'm fine. So that's the sensory dough. I also not discovered, but like use this for my hair, but also if you want smooth, this one at least is smooth, but I don't need smooth right now, I need spiky. So it's the teeth on this. Or I guess you could use that for like a brush or a comb too. Just to like run your fingers across makes it feel better. And they're round, so it's not like you're gonna hurt yourself. But yeah, it's the, oh, I don't like that on my hand though. I don't like that. It's so weird. I don't understand all this stuff. I did finally, by the way, get into that paving the path to wellness or something. I've been trying to get into that. It's a post people that have been diagnosed with breast cancer. It's kind of like a support group sort of thing, but it's very structured. Actually, when I go for my Lupron, there's a workbook that goes along with it, and I need to remember to pick it up. Remind me in case I forget. So anyway, so this helps, but I'm happy that I'm finally in the paving program for the spring, because I've been trying to get in it since the fall after I was diagnosed, and like it was full and they skipped over me by accident, and then like I was put on a waiting list when I wasn't supposed to be, and whatever. I'm in now. One thing that's not going to help me, well, I'll get to this in a second, because I just finished watching a movie, but that's the second half. Hope is the second half of where I'm going with this. But one thing that I got that sparked me with my exploration of what can I use for sensory stuff is swatches. So not the kind like a Swatch watch, but pieces of fabric. I had a couch recommended to me by the guy who's helping me decorate my apartment. I am mathematical. I am not an interior designer by far, but fortunately know people that are. He helped me move into my apartment that I was in, and yeah, so he said, it's like, I found this couch, I think you'll like it, it's velvet blue. I'm like, velvet? That's very like not for 3-year-olds. But you can either like that or hate it. So I just found out that they have a showroom in Boston. I was gonna go to Boston today, but then all the sensory shit was happening, and I'm like, I'm not going into Boston today. My body is saying N-O spells no. But I did order swatches of the material that they have for these couches. So these are just cottony, which I actually don't like. They are rough, but I'm not a fan, not a fan of any of these materials. Like, I can't sit on a couch that's like made of this. It's kind of like itchy. I don't really like it. But that's not the one he recommended to me. The one he recommended to me is a very pretty color of blue. And it's velvet, which I don't, it's I'm saying like all these hard things are what are helping me. And granted, the bottom of it is, is obviously a little bit hard, but the top is not. And I would think that velvet's too soft for me right now, but picture it. I picture myself on this like velvet, oh, just like me. It's pretty and it's tough. I picture myself sitting on like this velvet couch, praying not to spill something on it, even though they treat it with stuff. But I love how this feels. This feels like softness. I guess that's a good segue. And it feels like hope. Because when my kids were younger, there's really no way that I'd own a velvet couch. But this is so soft. I just finished watching the Never-Ending Story, which I've seen that movie a billion times. I just caught the tail end of it while I was eating dinner. And like when you're a kid, like what did that movie come out in the 80s or something? Like I never really got the whole point of what it was about. I just thought like Falkor was cool. You can Google that if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I'd like to write on Falkor too, and like, although I wouldn't want to get like revenge against people that bullied me, because that's just not how I am. But anywho, it's a very 80s kind of movie if you haven't seen it. but the point of the movie is about like having hope and wishing for things and like having imagination and all that kind of stuff. And it made me like that, and getting the swatches and feeling the texture of this and stuff. Actually, no, I don't like how that feels. I was going to say, because it's cut from like pinking shears, but I don't like how that feels at all. I do have hope in this whole process. Moving along from the sensory things, inside of this package is a brand new text, and I intentionally have not opened it yet, because I don't want to open it until I'm in my new place. Lipstick, did I mention that already? I also, the person that gave me the sensory dough also sent me new makeup. She sent like a what do they call it? Like those palettes, you know, those color palettes, whatever, which is just fun to play with. The lighting in here sucks, so when I leave, I'm like, I don't even know if my makeup looks ridiculous or not, but it's fun to put it on. It's like playing, you know. Anyhow, oh, but she sent me lipstick too, and I always feel like more empowered when I'm wearing like a bold color of lipstick. Hope it's not on my teeth. Yeah, and my bold colors that I used to wear my other vlogs, like the black and the red and the hot pink, they're all gone. I mean, they're not gone. Like I threw them out. They were sitting in a tackle box on my bathroom floor. I would keep the tackle box next to my vanity, and like I don't even know how much water was in that room. I know the room smelled really bad after 2 days because the door was kept shut, and someone said to me, like, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I had to start this vlog again because I messed up with, I haven't vlogged in a long time, and I've like forgot what to do. I was holding, and again, like just skip ahead if I'm repeating myself. I was holding the phone the wrong direction yesterday because it had been so long since I vlogged that I was just like checking my phone. I'm like, oh, I'll just do a vlog. And I just end up talking for like an hour because I wasn't wearing my glasses and I didn't have my contacts in. But then I realized when I was done, because I found my tripod, which is what I'm using now. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, I was holding the phone the wrong direction yesterday. I have like 180 vlogs. Oh my God. And like that one yesterday, I'm like, oh, oops, I was holding it in the wrong direction. What are you going to do? New beginnings. So new beginnings. Here's the new text. Can't you see? With lettuce and tomato. I'm not going to cut it off this time. That's where we get into hope. Like, this text got cut up last time because of the surgical bra. I had to adjust the surgical bra straps, and when I moved the straps down because they're Velcro, it was like sticking to my shirts. So I used the felt from Tex, who's inside of here. I know that makes no context if you're like just catching up on these things. You're like, what the heck is Tex? You'll have to rewind a couple of vlogs, or a couple of lots of vlogs to see who Tex is. It's a taco. It's a taco that turned into a burrito because I cut off the lettuce, or not me, but my friend cut off the lettuce and the tomato in order to use that for my surgical bra. If that makes no sense to you whatsoever, again, you can look back and see. But the point is that the lettuce and the tomato are made out of felt, and felt sticks to Velcro. So if you want to not have Velcro ruin your shirts, you can take felt and attach it. The funny thing is that now that I think about it, I actually had felt in my apartment in a cabinet. I know that now because my apartment is totally empty because there's nothing, everything had to get removed from it. But whatever. So now I have another text there. And the actual text, the burrito text, it's not funny. I don't know why I just laughed, but I went to grab Tex when the pipes burst and there was like water pouring into my room and my closet and everywhere. I went to grab Tex, and Tex was so waterlogged I couldn't pick it up Texas is squishmallow, by the way. Squashmallow, squishmallow, whatever. I couldn't pick it up, and I dropped it. And like Tex has been such a comfort physically for me. Like it's a fun thing to hug. It's a taco, and the softness of the squishmallow helped a ton post-surgically. Now that I'm in a hotel, like I do have ample amounts of pillows, and I can always ask for more. I think I have 6 on my bed right now, but my healing is getting better now. So I don't need like a billion pillows. I don't use an extra pillow on my right side at all. But when I lay on my right side, I put a pillow right up to my chest, which helps keep the girls like in one spot. As I'm looking down, I'm noticing that it's uneven, which is not making me happy, but I think it's just the way that I'm sitting. Overall, I'm very happy with my surgery. It's just that the apartment got destroyed and is not livable, and that, you know, made me do things that I don't normally do physically, which was not great timing after you've had surgery. So anyway, so that's the sensory stuff. I also have a tape measure over there, and the act of using a tape measure does help too, because I was measuring quite a bit of stuff. I do have a new apartment. I have to put stuff in it, like a bed, and I got chairs yesterday, but whatever, that's not what this vlog is about. But the hope thing, you know, people tell me like how inspiring I am and stuff. Most people don't see me when I'm hitting my like rock bottoms, and it happens. This morning I texted a friend of mine who was also, it wasn't just my apartment, there were 6 of them total that were ruined. And I texted my friend, and I just said, who's also here, I'm like, I need a hug. Obviously there's no like spiky things with a hug, but sometimes you just got to cry it out. And I think when I did that, and the act of crying being like a full body thing, you know, it felt better at the time to just release that and let it out. I don't hold in my emotions. I have a horrible poker face. I can be super poised when I need to be, but I don't, you know, put on fake faces. Like how I'm feeling is how I'm feeling. And lately I've had a lot of feels to feel. And even though like it sounds like things are just horrible right now, I do see the light of that things are going to be okay. And then like I put the TV on as I'm eating dinner, and I'm like, oh, the Never Ending Story's on, and what the heck was the point of that movie? And, you know, they're saying, you know, what wishes do you have? And little boy wishes to ride Falcor across the sky. And yes, that would be cool. And the green screen technology back then was so bad. But you can still have wishes, you know. Sometimes in reality, they just don't come at the timing that you thought they were going to come at, and oftentimes don't look like what you thought it was going to look like either. But with the whole cancer journey, it's like you have to have hope. Like these Lupron things, like they suck, and they're keeping me from getting cancer again. I'm sorry, I'd like to live till I'm like at least 95. I shouldn't say that. I want to live to be over 100, but still look like I'm like 80, because people say that I do not look my age. Thank you. I am 25. Kidding. See, I don't have a good poker face. Yeah, it's all a matter of like having hope that things are going to end up being okay, even if you have to go through some like pretty messed up steps to get to the okay. There's good things underneath all of it. It's just, you know, you can be sad. It's okay. Like cancer fucking sucks. And, you know, to get a shot every month, like, you know, whatever. It's like a flu shot, but it's the way that my body responds beforehand. Mostly because it's, you know, it's shutting my ovaries down. That's kind of a big deal. And people, I don't like when people judge about that. They're like, why don't you just get your ovaries removed? There's nothing physically wrong with my ovaries. Like, I don't need to have surgery to have them removed. Like, as a whole, even if this is my 18th Lupron, which I think it is, that's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, yes, it sucks beforehand and I'd get the shot and it's fine. In some months, I'm fine totally. But I've done this now 17 or 18 times, which means I only have like 6 or 7 left, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of this whole journey. So like, you can't judge someone else's journey with all this. Like, everyone's body is different. Whatever the doctor suggests for everyone is going to be different. You know, their journey is their journey. So don't judge. It really pisses me off when people say, like, you know, oh, if you get uterus removed, like, you know, nothing would be a problem. There's no reason for me to get my uterus removed. The issues that I have with my uterus will go away when I'm in menopause. The whole point of the Lupron is to put me into menopause. And I'm sorry, not for nothing. It's kind of nice to not have had my period for like 17 or 18 months or whatever it's been. Everyone's journey is different with this whole cancer shit. So I'll go on Tuesday for my shot, and tomorrow we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm feeling way better than I did this morning. This morning was tough. You know, I never needed chemo or radiation. Those would have been tough too. And everyone's tough is different. You don't know what's going to end up happening. You know, I had my 2nd surgery. Some people are on their 5th. There's not one that's right or wrong. Just like, you know, the people watching this vlog probably would not be the people that are judging. It's just that there are a lot of people out there that think, you know, they're being helpful by saying, well, why bother doing this? You should just do this instead. And, you know, it's clearly your personal choice on what you're doing with your own body. You know how you feel. You know what your gut instinct is of what to do. And I trust my doctors immensely. I'm not gonna, I mean, my gynecologist has saved my hide now twice. Because if it weren't for her, I never would have gotten the baseline MRI, which is how I found out about all this shit in the first place. And there are other things too that, like, if it weren't for her, I might not even be here, for Pete's sake. Because truly, why would you have a baseline MRI, like, for your boobs, unless something was, like, wrong? And I didn't even know that was a thing, to have there's, like, a special MRI just for your breasts. Anyway. All right, I'm going to get skedaddling because I'm hitting almost a half hour and I know that my battery is dying. And I want to get to sleep so I can, like, end today and start a new day tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings and ride the wave of crazy to see what ends up happening. I still have that Powerball ticket. I need to check. Wouldn't it be funny if I was a multimillionaire and I just, like, didn't know because I'm too busy vlogging and playing with, like, sensory things and fabric swatches and whatever. Anyhow, all right, so yeah, whether you're a patient or you're a caregiver or whatever you're watching this vlog, please don't judge other people's decisions of what they do for their own bodies. It's their own bodies, just like it's your own too. Just be kind and helpful, and like, even though things feel like they're shit, they tend to not be shit all the time. And you just gotta, like, have hope and look forward to, you know, the next day, because the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Unless you're in New England in the winter time like I am right now, and then there might be snow, but snow still is white and it's cleansing, and it's peaceful when it snows out until you have to shovel. But that's one of the perks of being in an apartment, that I don't have to shovel. Anyhow, I'm getting on total rants here. All right, I will see all of you soon, sometime, whenever. Wish me luck tomorrow. Once tomorrow's done, Tuesday, I'm going to just roll out of bed, pull on sweats, get my ass to the hospital, get the stupid shot, and let it do its magic. And then move on and know, check, I've done that. The next one's the 19th. The 19 is very close to 20, and 20 is very close to 24. And when I hit 24, maybe I'll be done. I'm having hope that I will be done. All right. See y'all soon.